Thanks for joining me. Today, I'm going to give you an update on the car, and we're going to push this thing a little bit closer to the finish line. All right, we're back at it. Let's do a little update on Operation Roadworthy. If you guys remember that from a few episodes back, I'll put a little link up over there. You can click on and go watch that episode. But the whole idea back then, we set the goal of making this old car roadworthy. We got it. We did it. You guys saw at the end of my last video, I actually took it down the road a little ways, drove it around the dirt road on my block, and it did okay. I got a few things I need to update, a few things I need to correct, as you can imagine with any car. And then I got to keep going. We got to keep plodding away so that we can not only make this thing roadworthy, but we can make it street legal enough to go out there and drive it, and ready to take my whole family on a ride. Okay, when we left off last time, I'd finished my doors, latches, slammed my seats in, and I actually went in and I put my seat belts in. I've driven it a couple times up and down the road, but I ran into a few problems, as you can imagine. So I'll start at the back and I'll tell you about them. First problem, my vent hose for my fuel. I went and I topped it off with gas, and when I did, it vented a whole bunch of gas. And here's why: because my vent hose just went from here and then vented down below the car. And a little bit of science involved here will tell you that when the gas comes up to here, it's also above there and it's going to vent out. So I need to do a little more science and make sure this is higher than here. Make sure my vent hose goes higher than here. So I'm going to come in here with a hard line, and I'm going to build myself a hard line that goes up and probably around above this and then drops down and exits out the bottom of the car there, so that when it's full of gas it won't just start venting a bunch. And it didn't do it until I started coming up a hill, and I think that's what it was, coming up the hill, that threw it all out. So I have that to work on. Other things I did with the car: my shocks. If you guys remember, they were in the top holes on the rear axle, but I went in ahead and I dropped them down to the bottom hole. And that was because when I designed my suspension, I wanted it to be just about like that. That's actually just a touch lower than I wanted. I wanted the curve of this, of the reveal, where the fender went on the car, to be right over my tire. And then what I discovered, as you guys should not be surprised about, is that the suspension settled. The springs are starting to settle a little bit. So that's easy. I can just go in there now and I can adjust them and bring them up just a touch to my desired ride height, so that it doesn't bottom out, because I don't have a lot of space there. I mean, I'm not going off-roading, but I do need it to not bottom out all the time. So I'm going to adjust that up a touch. Other things I got going on. Posted a picture on my Instagram the other day showing this, the spots of oil underneath the car. And what I discovered on that was that the transmission and my engine oil pans were leaking a little bit. And so it's a brand new transmission, pan, gasket and everything, and the same with the engine. And the engine actually has one of those one-piece rubber gaskets all the way around. So I just went by and run around and tightened all the bolts. They were loose, they shouldn't leak, so I tightened them up. Hopefully they'll stop. I haven't fired it up since then. Other things I noticed: water. Okay, so I got water dripping down, and I'm trying to figure out the source. I did notice that I was leaking a little bit out the bottom of my top hose, so I tightened it. I think, unfortunately, I might be leaking out of the weep hole on my super awesome chrome water pump, which is going to be a bummer. It's a bummer because I had two chrome water pumps exactly like that. I picked one and I sold the other one at a swap meet. Apparently I picked the wrong one. Maybe. I wouldn't want to sell a bad one to somebody. And again, somebody sold this bad one to me. It doesn't matter. The other thing I noticed, and I'm not going to crawl into the car. Well, maybe. Here we go. Maybe you can see, that drip of water right down there? This hose has a hole in it. I got under there earlier and was poking away, and you could see there's just a little hole, and so it leaks water. Okay, so I got to go replace that hose, which is a pain. But I think I'm going to do all my radiator stuff at the same time and probably fab up a fan shroud while I'm at it. Maybe. The other thing is this, my overflow tank I made, I don't have a good seal here. It doesn't seal at this lid like I wanted it to, and so it's supposed to look all cool upside down like that, but I'm just going to flip it. Flip it over, swap my hoses so that my drain comes out the top when it overflows and this other one goes into the bottom, because this does have a rod that comes in and goes all the way to here. So no problem, I'll work that one. That's an easy one. Okay, I'm going to finish my firewall bulkhead really in the back, and on the top I have some wood and some hardware for that. I'm going to finish working on the wood on the top so that I can take this skull scraper piece of barbed wire out or a baling wire that's been in there. I've got plans for that, and then I've got to weld in my seat belt brackets for the rear seats and put my rear seat in. But before that, oh yeah, you guys can see that we ops tested the rear axle. It's a one-legger. Oh, that's something else too. These hey, surprise, surprise, these carburetors are way too rich. They're set up for single carb ops, and they're just rich. It runs, and it runs okay, but it's just really sluggish, and it runs rich. So I ordered some new jets, some new metering rods. They're not cheap. I ordered what I think will work. At least they'll be a good starting point. So once those come in, we'll throw those in the carb and get this thing a little bit more set up for the road. Finally, okay, last thing. Awesome wheels and tires, crappy wheels and tires. I have that set. I have a set of 4 that either me or my dad, I don't remember who actually paid for them, but we paid $10 for the set of all 4 of those at a swap meet, and they've been great rollers for the car. But they're crappy. I don't like them. So if you guys have been paying attention, I got parts to open up. Alright guys, so it's been about a week since I put out a video. In that downtime, I've been thinking a lot about what I need to finish up on the car and kind of take an inventory of the parts that I needed to buy. Prioritized a little bit of change I had left in my hot rod fund, and I bit the bullet. I bought a couple things, so pretty excited. It came in the mail today. Let me start by opening this package up, and then I'll drag open some more, and we'll go through what we got. So check it out. And here we go. Stickers. All right. Let's check out what I needed for the front of the car. Boom. Hopefully these bad boys work. The way the car sat, I have 11 inches between the eyes, and I had a choice between shocks that bottomed out at 9.5 inches or shocks that were fully extended at 10.5 inches. So I went for the ones that bottom out at 9.5. I hope they'll work. We'll give it a shot. Pretty stoked on those. Okay, next thing I picked up right here. I told you guys before, my turn signal lights, I didn't like them. They looked like they were real modern kind of, and I wanted some bullet style ones. So my man Matt McGivney shot me a message, and with these guys, I think I got them on eBay. They're pretty cheap. Actually, they're a lot cheaper than I thought, because when I ordered them, I got 2 pairs of them, and I didn't expect that. So they're pretty cool. They're simple, just a single element. They're just my turn signals, but I think they look pretty cool. So I'm going to put these on the front of the car and get rid of the ones that are on there. And if you want the other set, let me know. Put a comment down there. Let me know if you need them. Let me know what you'd put them on. If you want them, for that matter, the rectangular ones on the front of the car that are coming off, if you need those, let me know. Disclaimer, if your last name is the same as mine, you get priority. But if you think you can use them, put a comment and they're yours. Let's open up this last package. You should be able to figure out what's in here. Oh yeah. I'm pretty stoked about this. Oh yeah. Check that out. 15 by 4.5. Rocket Racing wheels. This is the rocket injector as cast. Oh, they're awesome. They match my rear wheels. You know, a lot of guys, when they run these on the rears, they get the, it's called the rocket launcher. It kind of looks like the old school gasser spokes as a pair to them, a match to them. But I just wanted the same ones. I think these look so cool. Man, I almost even paid full price for them. So, like, that's a big thing for me. And I hope this is my center cap. But I got 2 of these guys. And one more thing. Tires. So these tires, they are 175/65 15s. I got these off Amazon. I'll put a link down in the description below of these tires because they were literally 44 bucks a piece. I think they were 44 bucks a piece. So they were inexpensive. They were high rated, like good ratings on them, like the people who have bought them enjoyed them. And I know what you guys are going to tell me, right? Radial tires on the front, bias ply on the rear. I don't know. I hope the car doesn't blow up, right? We'll give it a shot. I'll do it. If it sucks, I'll let you guys know, and I'll get different tires for the front. Some bias ply, but I think it's going to work out. Those are pretty stiff for bias, the ones on the rear, so I don't think I'm going to have any issues. Not any issues that are going to be directly attributable to the tires that I have. So, man, I'm pumped about this. Look at that. Brand new tires, going to go on these brand new wheels. I got to get them mounted and balanced. And then I'll slap those guys on. I'll probably have to find some lug nuts. But, man, I'm pumped about my new parts haul. Alright guys, that's just a quick little update of how we're sitting on the car. Status update, I guess. One, let everybody know, Operation Roadworthy complete. Let's say we're now on to Operation Ice Cream, huh? How about that? I want to get this thing finished up, my seat in the back, my seat belt's in, everything ready, my license plate hanging on it so I can load my car, my family in this car, and we can go get some ice cream together, alright? So, if you haven't done so, hit the subscribe button, hang in there, watch me finish this thing up. We've got a little ways to go. I've got some carburetor tuning to do, I've got some wheels and tires to mount, I got some interior stuff to finish up, a bulkhead, my rear seat, get it in there. Got some paint to take off of the car. Got a radiator to fix, some hoses to fix. We got a ways to go. Let's call this good for now. Come back next time, watch me finish this car up. Thanks.